keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome.
I can rock back and
telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me.
Let's get some hype in the chat.
Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Europe. This is the most badass YouTube broadcast in all the land. My name is Tommy C, and this is Shot from the Point. I'm here with Jeff the Huffman. He's all ready for COD. Everybody's really super duper hype about the new game. The reason I'm interested in this story is around the time that I got picked up for Baited, there was all this controversy over Call of Duty, and I was just getting introduced to eSports and things of that nature, and two trailers came out, and I thought they were both good from my perspective, but not knowing the background of the Call of Duty community, which has become more interesting with me and over time, and covering YouTube news and stuff like that, and FaZe Clan and all those other things. There's a lot of drama around it, but I really couldn't grasp how emotional people were to go and basically trash what I thought was a perfectly good trailer from an outsider's perspective. I actually picked up Modern Warfare, at least from the single-player mode. It seems pretty entertaining to me.
Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, that's it, Infinite Warfare. It seemed pretty entertaining to me. I remember what really hooked me was it was just around the time that David Bowie had passed away, and they used Ground Control to Major Tom. And then there's other badass Battlefield 1 video comes out, and I'm a huge World War I buff. I actually live in the same town where the Red Baron was buried, and that was much more exciting, and it was just fascinating to me.
Much shorter, much more effective.
Much shorter, much more effective. There's great stories in Battlefield as well, and I have just realized over the last year, as being a veteran, how important these games are. I almost feel uncomfortable as a middle-aged guy looking at these games as a vehicle to teach. And while they're not always historically accurate, I mean, Battlefield 1 with the weaponry is not historically accurate.
No, not the slightest.
Everybody's got special forces weapons, essentially. But there's an upside to that. I've seen YouTube channels pop up and tell you about the real history of the Red Baron, the real history of Lawrence of Arabia. And if it gets you rolling, then I think that's a good thing coming from a veteran. I think that is an amazing thing. I think it's fantastic. And one of the things when I watched the release of this, they wanted you to they're trying to emphasize teamwork in the game and your brother, and that does two things. It makes it better.
It felt like Band of Brothers and Saving Private Ryan, mixed.
There's two good things about that. It teaches you the relationship between units in the military, quite literally. Mm-hmm. And not everybody's out there for politics. It's just about keeping the guy next to you alive. And it also makes a fantastic teamwork type game, esports becoming more relevant all the time. And I think it just covers both fronts. And I'm about to play the trailer right now, and I had the same feeling when I watched the Battlefield 1 trailer. I just can't believe, it's not the realism or the guns or the fact that they flew over here to Germany to sort of check things out. It's just that they can capture an emotion, sort of like the movies I grew up loving.
It's it's a movie.
Yeah.
You're playing a movie.
How do they do that? I mean, you're playing a movie, you're a part of it, and if you want to go to the next level and learn about the real history, or maybe interest in a military career yourself, and you think that's fucking ridiculous, when I joined the Army, American's Army was a pretty reasonably popular video game at the time, and they used that as a vehicle to recruit, and it was effective with me because I started playing America's Army back in 2002. And they used to give you free copies of a pretty decent game, which still exists to this day. And I'm just shocked and I almost want to be embarrassed by the fact that these things can strike an emotional reaction to you. I know you younger guys are like, of course, they've been doing this for years. And to me, this is a bug out because to me, it's a video game.
They haven't done it like World War II, though. I mean, they they really didn't start going to these like movie type video games, at least with Call of Duty anyway, until I believe it was Black Ops 2. They started to first add cutscenes, like cinematic scenes.
Well,
to it. And that came out in 2012.
Well, Modern Warfare I played. That's where they drop the bomb and you get Sup, McTavish, and all that. And I played that in Iraq, strangely enough. It's 10 years old. And I was really engaged with the story. I am the type of gamer I am. It's me versus you, multiplayer. I am not interested in your dumb stories. I don't care. I mean, I played a little World of Warcraft, but that's because I like the PvP. But it is getting better, and it's not comical anymore. The only thing that's comical is the fact that they make video games and they make them movies, and the movies always do suck. Hitman. I think the only decent video game movie I've ever seen, was the first Resident Evil, and that spawned 20,000 horrible sequels. And then that was about it.
Does that include the 7th one that you tried to play?
The video. I'm talking about the movies. It spawned.
Oh.
The movies it spawned are awful. Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I've heard that about those movies.
The first one's good. The first one's decent. And it was the closest thing to a real movie. But anyway, cinematics aside, let's just get right into it.
Okay.
Just get right in. This it is the new Call of Duty, and I'm going to take your calls and your opinions, and maybe you guys can school me on what's going on in this community. And I'm glad at the esports end of it's getting back on its feet. But here it is, the new Call of Duty trailer. In freaking joy.
This day have set upon a mighty endeavor. Souls
wait a minute. Get rid of that
with
thing.
the violences of war. In this hour of great sacrifice, we shall prevail.
Get your head down and keep moving!
We are all that separates the world from darkness. The enemy is ruthless. We cannot, we must not fail.
Duty first. Hey, Perez! Won't be enough for you! How many casualties? We executed the mission. Get me the fuck out of here! How many? We had orders! Get to cover!
Lieutenant, tell them what we're all about.
No mission too difficult. No sacrifice too great.
Welcome to the bloody first. You're a long way from Texas, farm boy.
Of course, depicting the Big Red One. They were basically in Germany.
Get access to the private beta.
That's probably the last big fucking video game purchase I'm going to make. Because I'm going to try to, I don't know, they're going to let us stream that beta?
I'm interested, Sledgehammer. You got me.
What's that?
I said, Sledgehammer, you got me.
Yeah, they got it, and they definitely took it from a cinematic perspective. In
Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers. That's what I felt.
There you go, and that's what they're going for. But
can't get much better than that.
I watched some of the interview. That was first AD. No, that was that was first ID. Yeah, Big Red One. They were actually over here in Germany. Lord Vega, who's a fucking pretty badass veteran himself. Right up until the time I got here and they left in 2005. So they were basically here for 60 years in Germany. Oh, God, I got the coughing fits again. I really got to quit smoking.
Then we'll just start eating again.
Cinematics, thank you, Thris. I had twice your subs and I'm more ripped than Jeff. Thank you for the donation, I guess. No, cinematics don't improve gameplay, but I'm pretty sure you saw a decent amount of gameplay. I tend to agree with you as somebody who I definitely thrash my I bring my settings down even on a good computer just to get the that smooth 60 frames. That's true, but I think Call of Duty may have lost its way as far as what the fans wanted. as far as what people come to expect from that series, and Call of Duty in a lot of ways, in an esports perspective that way, in an esports perspective, those guys want an upgraded product, sort of like, I don't know, NHL, Madden, FIFA.
Anybody that plays any competitive game.
Yeah, and I think they want that, but I think there's also the lore end of it. They want it based in real combat and not some weapons that haven't been invented yet. It's time for Bex, Tommy. Just sneak one past your wife. No, I can just go to the bar after this, which I think I'm going to do. But I'm interested in what do you got? Actually, before I do, let's go to the Huff, because you talked me into doing this because I didn't know how well this would go over. How are you excited about it? How do you feel as you're a big Call of Duty player? It's like your main game, you know?
Yeah, well, I haven't been really invested in Call of Duty. I didn't play Advanced Warfare. That was the first iteration of futuristic stuff. I played that for about a month, and that's really the one Call of Duty where I flat out hated. And they toned it down a little bit in the next 2 years with Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, but just the jumping exosuit jump pack stuff in Call of Duty. No, I like the gritty strategic gameplay, like past Call of Duties, like a Modern Warfare, and now
are those games bad though, as far as just a gaming perspective? Is it so bad to have a jetpack for somebody who grew up playing Quake? I don't know.
No, not necessarily, but I don't feel they have a place in Call of Duty. It's just like no, this isn't the same. This isn't the same thing.
Why is it? That pro gamers, guys that like I said, the cinematics don't matter. It's really going to come down to the gameplay, to whether this becomes a decent esport or not. Why is it so important that boots are on the ground to make an esports game, in your opinion?
Why is it? Well, Halo wasn't necessarily boots on the ground. I mean, you were still jumping around on that. I think it's just the fact that it's Call of Duty, and when you think Call of Duty, you think of boots on the ground.
You think of World War II.
Gritty gameplay. You have to implement a lot of strategy into it.
All right.
That's why I loved. That's why I love watching Black Ops 2 esports. That's why I loved it.
Yeah.
Because you were wondering, what the team was going to do. Like, you saw so many different strategies implemented by different teams, and then now Call of Duty now, it's more of, there's a little bit of strategy involved, but it's just more who can jump better and stuff like that.
What are the odds that a lot of people saying cinematics, that these cinematics, and that is 100% true, but cinematics are good in Battlefield 1, it's still a pretty enjoyable game. I wouldn't call it an esport, but it's definitely an experience. It's still pretty well streamed.
Battlefield's more of an experience.
Yeah, Battlefield's more, but it's got to go on Twitch right now. They're in the upper ranks as far as streaming is concerned. It's not as big as H1Z1 or Hearthstone or something like that, but it's not like people don't want to see other people play that in a competitive environment, which is essentially Twitch. Right. I'm interested in what you guys have to say. 718-395-7660, 718-395-7660. That's the phone line, or you can take it right into right on Discord. Links in the description box below. And I'm really interested in your opinions on all of that. The other thing, later in the show, we're going to talk about Keem sent Dave a video and blocked Jeff.
And blocked me.
At the end. So we're going to take some calls on COD and see where it goes from there.
I win.
540, you're on the air with Jeff the Fluffman.
What's up?
What's up? What you got for us, bro?
What's up?
Okay, I'm a big history buff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get you. Let me shut up for I'm a big history buff, right? So when they did the battle music at the beginning, I don't think that was there. Hold up, I'm sorry, I'm very nervous. I'm a big fan.
Why go ahead, spit it out.
Okay, hold up. So in World War II, right? In World War II, you know what the president was saying in the beginning of the clips of the new game, right?
No, I'm really, you got me pretty confused, bro. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Like, what's the deal with the music?
Never mind.
You can't do this to me. Why are you so nervous?
No, explain it.
Explain
Relax.
it. Do your best. I'm giving you like a third chance, which I never give anybody. Hello? He's afraid. You know what it is? I blow too many people up. All right.
They're afraid of getting blown up.
Yeah. Jabs, you're on.
Yo, what's up, mate?
What you got?
So you want my opinion on this?
Yes.
You might not like it, but I think it's a load of shit. No offense. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Ever since... Alright, so I've played since Call of Duty 4, right?
Alright.
I remember playing that game a fuck ton.
Uh-huh.
And if you've never played it, do me a favor, pick it up on Steam, play it.
Sure, okay.
And you will tell the difference between that and Infinite Warfare, without a doubt.
Alright, but what's that got to do with World War II?
No, but the thing is, though, like, how are they going to put the same emotion it did in Quad 4? Is you go back to Quad 4 and its campaign, it's pretty much a masterpiece because of how it was written down, if that makes sense.
Well, let me ask you something. Why don't you think this is going to be a masterpiece? Why don't you think that this is going to be kind of fix Call of Duty's past 12 months?
Why don't you think they? Why don't you think they can capture that same emotion? Like,
the problem is, I think that Sledgehammer games haven't been in. This is their second game, so just remember that. And what was their first game? Advanced Warfare.
Sledgehammer did the last one.
I did like Kevin Spacey in that game. I did like Kevin Spacey as a villain.
You're fed up with Call of Duty. Do you think this is a generational thing that the kids are now 17, 18, 19 and they're just reminiscing about the old days?
Look, I think there is a chance for them right here to come back, but the problem is that Battlefield 1 at the moment is doing better. There's other games you could play that, you know.
But you still, I mean,
Call of Duty.
You're not really giving me any hard, like, why do you think this is going to suck?
Well, the only thing I can really think of is that then they've already made 5 World War games, right? From what I know. The problem is, what else are they going to do now? They're going to go into a story of a World War veteran, or are they going to take on another country?
I think they're trying to capture all of it. That's from what I understand. They're trying to capture absolutely everything. You know.
Well, if so, then that's probably a good idea, because just capturing the US's story, which is what they mostly do.
Well, I mean, it's an American company. You're going to have to tolerate that a little. But we have seen games take up the British side, even take up the German side. And most recently in Battlefield 1, even take up the Ottoman the Turkish Empire, the Ottoman Turks. So I mean, this is what they're selling it with. I'd be a little, I could understand. I mean, there's no Australian, and the Australians fought pretty hard in World War II. But I don't think there's any reason to believe that it's just going to be like that. I think this is, I mean, look, I think one of the problems that Call of Duty has is this, and a lot of games, the season pass horse shit, where the old days, when something came out new, you just got it for free, and you're spending well over $100 on a game that costs $60. They only give you part of the game. I think that's might be a bigger issue, a bigger frustration with the whole thing.
People buy the DLC no matter what, so they're not going to stop. Sadly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, and your little supply drops and microtransactions, those aren't going away either.
Yeah, I suppose.
So don't.
All right.
There's only a few.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I want to say just a few more concerns,
sure.
Because I know how in Infinite Warfare they had the kind of pay-to-win element with crates or whatever. So that's one thing I'm worried about they will do.
Okay.
Another thing I'm worried about is, I really don't know, like, pay-to-win elements, really.
Okay. Well, keep that in mind. I mean, Joel brings up thanks for the call. Joel brings up a really good point. I mean, I really do wonder, there's a lot of obviously hangover anger, that they have bled this community dry financially. And there's other alternatives out there that are cheaper.
Cheaper, you get the full game. I mean,
yeah, get the full game.
But like I just said, those supply drops, those microtransactions, if you're going to have a gun variant, okay, you can have gun variants, but, don't go crazy with them. I mean, this is World War II. Don't expect a ray gun in a supply drop. Which I don't have a problem with them doing that. If they want to make their money, people want to spend it, go get your supply drops, get your dog tags or a different camo.
Yeah, but that should be cosmetic. No game at this era should be pay to win.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It should not be pay to win.
No, absolutely not. Never be pay to win. Pay to win is wrong in every aspect. It's not good for esports. 409, you're on the air.
Yes, this is Danielle. But I was calling to just say, honestly, with games like Overwatch and stuff like that coming out, it seems like FPSs are kind of being put on the back burner. People have lost their interest.
I wonder if that's true, because I'm playing Quake Champions. I got a beta key for Quake Champions. That's a pretty good point. And I just don't have that feeling that I used to have. I mean, platforms come and go. I mean, geez, I'm going to go to Twitch right now. Okay. And see what's the top. I mean, where there could be some waning in FPSs, and Overwatch is a completely unique FPS in the sense where it's class-based, but it almost feels like you're going into a World of Warcraft dungeon in that sense.
That's one thing I always thought it seemed like a fun mix-up of old school FPS and like PvP and WoW.
Well,
you have all the classes and everything.
There's
and it's made me lose interest in typical FPSs in the long run.
There is. I mean, I do wonder about that sometimes too. If this is just the end of the FPS, and if so be it. It'll come back and go away. But it's been a strong thing. But I also wonder if it's been so popular that they've just kind of bled their fans a little too much.
Yeah, that too. And with all the DLCs and having to pay for so much in a lot of these like Call of Duty and Battlefield games just for the whole experience, kind of gets old after a while.
Yeah, I guess
like they're trying to rip their fans off.
It does feel like that. I know that I've been told that the new Star Wars game, there's going to be no season pass, and it's almost like an apology for the last game. That's what I've been told. I don't know if any of that's true. Somebody can back me up on that. What's the stuff?
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Well, thank you guys for taking my call.
Oh, thanks for calling in. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 28.
Good. You have a beautiful, sexy Southern accent. I just wanted to tell you that before you left.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome. Take care, sweetheart. I had to get a little cringy, baby. I like those Southern bells. All right, I have to do a little fucking regular show here. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's take... I'm not. I think we've had enough of gay retard. Oh, let's put in, let's put in Nick Gallo, a guy who sits home, doesn't do anything, clean his room,
better.
And has a chronic masturbation problem. Nick, you're on the air. What do you think of the new Call of Duty? He left. You prick.
Unbelievable.
How dare you? How dare you, Nick? Maybe his mom's listening this time. Oh, I'm going to be calling in this time.
Probably.
Listening. And I'm talking about chronic masturbation. You don't fucking go until I tell you to go. Got it? Gallo?
Hello?
Hello. What do you think of the new Call of Duty, you jerk?
It's the end.
Explain, if you can. Go!
Oh.
You suck, Nick.
Yeah, hello? Wait.
Yes. Explain why. It's the end. Why?
Because they've done World War II so many times in the past that they've got...
This is what everybody wanted to go back, though.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Yeah, but let him finish. Let him finish.
Okay,
go ahead,
sorry.
People
Proceed.
will get bored of it because they'll just realise they've done all this before. There's nothing new they can add to the games. People will get bored easily. Plus, they put zombies on it, which was the only thing keeping them relevant. But the reason why it was good before is because it came every couple of years. Now it's every year, and people are starting to get bored of it. You've seen it with the zombies on the new one. So the zombies will die off in this new one as well. And basically, that's the only thing keeping this franchise together. And this game is being hyped up so much that it's just going to crash.
You know, boy, I didn't think it'd be so negative when I was... Maybe Nick's got a point. I mean, the last girl called... The last girl that called is basically that, maybe this is the end of FPSs. I can't believe we're taking a negative turn. I thought everybody would be into this. I'm shocked and appalled.
Well, people do want to bitch about everything.
Well, I don't know. Nick's got a point, though, which is rare.
He does have a point.
Which is rare. Goodbye.
Yeah, we'll see when I stay up till 3 in the morning playing it.
Yeah. Forgot the bomb's not as loud as it should have been.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome when we see one of those dropping in the game.
Yeah, there it is. Call of Duty, right there. Nick was coherent for a change. 708, you're on the air.
Yo, what's up?
You tell me.
So, I play competitive Call of Duty in, what should we call it? my biggest concern for this Call of Duty is we've had, like, I think they said in the trailer that it's been a decade since they've done World War II.
Yeah.
And going from, like, if you play the current Call of Duty, which I feel bad for you, I took this year off, which it's going to be a strange adjustment from jumping 30 feet into the air to going back to boots on the ground, which a lot of players are going to find, like, detrimental to their play style. So
yeah.
I feel like this Call of Duty is either going to really hit, like everybody's going to be like, this is really good, or this can go one of two ways. One of my main concerns, though, is the game mode switch up, because, you know, we've had so many years where Hardpoint was a competitive game mode. Now they might have to add domination back, since this isn't a boots on the ground Call of Duty, or something around the lines of Blitz.
What do you think? What do you think? You seem very knowledgeable. What do you think? What has to happen to make this game like it was?
To give this game the authenticity of all the other Call of Duties, like some of the really good franchise ones, is honestly, it has to have an even balance. All the guns in the game have to be evenly balanced. Like, there has to be a counter to the game, and the game can't
You're
straight
always
up
going
be
to have that
gun
one
skill,
that
gun skill,
stands
gun
out.
skill, because there needs to be strategy. Because why good Call of Duties hit, and why COD 4 is a legend, why Black Ops 2 is a legend, because when you're playing game modes, it's not only a gun skill matchup, it's a chess match.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did wrong with Infinite Warfare.
Do you think they can get... There's always going to be one... It's like Jeff said, too. Like, there's always going to be one weapon that's a little OP and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. There's always metas to the game, but there's always a counter to the meta. You know what I mean?
Do you have faith
3.
in Sledgehammer that they're going to pull this off? No.
Sledgehammer is spotty, but they worked on MW3, so I'm willing to give them... They did the multiplayer for MW3, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt.
All right. I like the remix, the Call of Duty remix. I enjoy the shit out of that on my PS4.
Oh, I play UMG's on there, too. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job with the remix, but, I mean, it is 10 years old, in fairness, or 9 years old when it came out.
Yeah.
All right, good call, man. Real good call, bro.
All right, thanks.
Different show today. Different show today. I might do these. Well, now that I'm making no money, I might as well just do whatever the fuck I feel like.
Right.
It doesn't even matter anymore. Yeah.
Don't say that. Everything will be fixed.
No, it won't. No, it won't.
Yeah, it probably won't.
I just don't want another pancakes joke. I'm sorry. I'm tired of pancakes jokes. They used to be funny. Rumo 126, you're on here.
What? Oh, hey, what's up, Tommy?
Yeah, you sound kind of bummed out, man. What's going on?
I don't sound down, bro.
You smoking up weed?
Nah, but yeah, for Call of Duty, what it needs to do, it needs to freaking get rid of the microtransactions.
They're not going to.
They're not going to, unfortunately.
I know they are! I know they are! Come on, it's common sense. They're not going to get rid of them.
Yeah, you're right.
They're going nowhere!
Yeah. Well, it does. I'll give this lunatic some credit here. You know, microtransactions are fine for games that are, I don't know, free or dirt cheap. It's almost like you can stomach them there. But if they affect your gameplay, I mean, I think all microtransactions should be cosmetic. You know, it does. You're paying for a game. You're paying for the season pass, or in some case, you're paying for the Red Baron's fucking plane to be correct, or some horse shit like that. And then you have this pay-to-win thing. It almost sounds like the Call of Duty's player isn't... His really issue with the game, or maybe even the company that's doing it, it's the greed. That's really what it seems to be coming down. Would you agree with me, you maniac?
Oh, fucking absolutely. And you know what? I love that you call me a lunatic, because I binged Toho Project all day.
You did what?
I binged Toho Project. Go fucking play it.
What's Toho?
I fucking dare you!
Get the fuck out of here, you nut. What's Toho Project? Yeah. Fucking gamers are nuts. I belong in this community. I believe, even though I'm old, I really do feel I belong.
You do. You fit right in.
I do. 215, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
What do you got, man?
See, I've been playing COD for years upon years now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and I've experienced pretty much every COD. I've played every single one, pretty much since COD 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of understand like what COD's drifting towards. Drifting towards a lot of like, let me take your money, let me see how much money I can take from you.
You think that's so? You have no faith either. You have no faith. You think it's another money grab. They're responding to the backlash of last year, and they're just going to grab your money and do the same thing with World War II.
I am very hyped for this COD.
Okay.
I am very hyped. I love the boots on the ground, and I feel like the flying CODs, nobody liked them because those people that sat there and played hours upon hours were just going to be 10 times better because they were better with the movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, back in, Black Ops 2 and games like that, it was drop shotting that what people hated and the nonstop like jump shotting people. But in the newer CODs, it's the overwhelming amount of people that can just out movement you, like just have 10 times better movement than you because they spend more time on the game.
So I guess you have no faith. That's what I'm taking away. I mean, I know you guys are. I'm not equipped to talk about the specifics. I said that quickly, because I can't say the word. Of the history.
We didn't notice it.
Yeah, specifics. But I mean, it's just like, it's so weird. This community, they want it to be good so bad, but they just have no faith. I really wonder if the business model has just damaged us beyond repair.
I mean, I have faith. I have faith every year, even with the futuristic COD.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong.
Gotcha.
But like every year, I'm like, well, this will be good. I still buy it, I still drop the $100 for Digital Deluxe every year.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think that they're on the right track. They understand what the community wants.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they need to make a couple small adjustments and try to, listen to the community. The community knows overall what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And I play Destiny as well, and that's a big, heavily driven game that's for like community.
Mm-hmm.
And if you listen to the community is going to drive you, to the right places.
I wonder if they don't listen to the community, sort of like the way Roman Reigns gets nobody seems to like him. He gets booted every show, but they keep booting him over because at the end of the day, he sells a lot of T-shirts. I wonder if that's the same thing with COD, where they've changed the business model to generate the most amount of money, but the hardcore fans, the eSports types, the guys that are really going to drive this, at least on the internet, want a certain project, but they can't even give it to them because that's not going to make the company the most money, and the only reason a company exists is to make money. But it does seem, but they also have to worry about killing their esports. I'm sorry, you don't have a big esport, you have a big game. That's what people are watching on Twitch, competitive games,
Yeah, like I watch CSGO like streams all the time. They're really entertaining. But I'll hop on a COD one, and I just can't watch it nowadays with the boosting CODs.
Well, guys, I can't believe this has been such a downer. Thanks for the call, man. 215. I mean, I can't believe it's such a downer.
Well, see, that's the thing. They do listen to what the community is asking for. Back when Black Ops 2 or Call of Duty Ghosts was out, people were saying, "Oh, we're tired of the same old thing every single year."
Well, what can you do? It's a first-person shooter.
Hold on. Sledgehammer takes a shot. They go for the advanced stuff, the jetpacks, the exosuits, and then people found out, well, they hated it. But, companies like Treyarch and Infinity Ward, making Black Ops 3, making Infinite Warfare, they already had the green light to make, Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. They can't just completely scrap it a year in, so they had to go forward with it.
Maybe it's like the other caller said before, though. It's just too many games. It's a yearly thing. Maybe it shouldn't be a yearly thing. Maybe it should be every 4 years. But then again, that's a new business model, and they probably can't go back to doing the old one. They produce less games.
They do have 3 different companies making the game, so you're not getting the same company making it every year.
You know what it is? I think maybe Call of Duty at the end of the day is a victim of its own success. It's just too many games. I guess it's one thing, well, maybe they should put out like an eSports version, call it Duty 2018 or something like that.
Yeah,
and this is your eSports game. And but I don't know. I thought you guys would be satisfied. I'm almost a little disappointed because
I am too. I thought people would be hyped up for it.
Look, you know what it is? You watch these corporate presentations, and they sound like such fun. We went to Luxembourg. We went to things, and it's about community and this, that, and the other thing, and that's all well and good. And I know I'm going to kind of contradict myself earlier. I think people see through that a lot. I took that in as like, okay, they really want to make up for the mistake. But, you know, these old school Call of Duty guys, they may just see that as corporate fucking blah, 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 blah. You know, and look, the people listen to me, whatever I'm doing, they're pretty much hardcore gaming crew, real hardcore. So they might be sick of the corporate bullshit.
Potentially, yeah.
It sucks. I'll say so. But I'm going to tell you something. I enjoyed the Infinite Warfare trailer. I thought it was great. I thought it was entertaining. I am an outsider from this community. There's no doubt about it. I played some of the original. I didn't mind the jetpacks and stuff like that. I could see why people were difficult from an eSports perspective. That's a problem. But they're coming out with a new game next year, so what? But I hear this over and over and over again. I wonder if we're seeing Halo. You know, I mean, they had the Halo Championships a couple weeks ago. Like, nobody showed up. I mean, this is the top flight MLG game.
Yeah, but
5 years, 6 years ago.
Wasn't there another photo of that where it was saying it was at the Halo Championships and they were in a room that was pretty that was
empty. It's over. Halo's done.
No, not that. There was another one out there where there was a room full of people.
Really? Well, maybe they tried to fuck it over and just gave us some bad info. I don't know. You pick somebody.
Okay.
You pick somebody.
What's the funniest name we got here? Yeah, they all suck. Well, bring in Will here. You won't be able to understand him, but
Will, which one?
Will Dillon.
Oh, you can pull him. So good. Will Dillon, you're on with Tommy C and Huffman. Of course, he's.
And you make me.
Will.
Wait, I hear you.
I've got no sound.
What do you got from us, Will?
Sorry, Tommy, I've got no sound.
You can't hear me? It's you, not me. The other people work. All right, goodbye, Will.
Max, I think Max.
It's your headset, not mine. Yeah, no, so are you mesmerized? We'll put him in. Yeah, I'm mesmerized by your mic being off. Are you mesmerized? You're on the air. Please screw up my show.
You're succeeding.
Congratulations. Are you mesmerized?
Oh, wait. No.
Is he there? Did he miss it?
Yeah, he was there.
Right. Is he there? Are you there?
There we go.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, loud and clear. What you got? What's on your mind? Call of Duty.
I don't know. I think it's just a giant disappointment, to be honest.
Why is that?
I just looked at it, and it's like, I don't know. I'm half and half.
You got. Let me ask you something. Was your complaint boots on the ground before this?
No, I wasn't really complaining at all. I just kind of went off it entirely. Mostly because of the jetpacks, let alone, but it's like, there's no middle ground. It's just, it either works or it doesn't.
Yeah, I guess. Do you think, Jeff, do you think a lot of these kids are just trying to recapture their fucking childhood? And it's just, this is the cycle, and it's just never going to be the same.
Nostalgia trip, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially.
Game platforms come and go, man. You know,
nothing lasts forever.
I remember when World of Warcraft was top flight fucking eSports entertainment. Now it's God, Jesus Christ. Is anybody even streaming anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, the one thing which I miss most is Force Gamer Chat for S&D. I mean, I've grown up on that pretty much. That was amazing. You know, like the shit talk and like that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's been missing the last couple of years, especially with the new consoles coming out, the Xbox One, PlayStation 4. You can just go in your own little private chat room, and there's absolutely no shit talking whatsoever.
Yeah.
See, like, that was the best of all for, like, the CODs, because, like, if you think about it, way back, arcades, they were so good because they had social interactions with gamers, didn't they?
You're right.
And that's what, like, gaming was built up upon.
They don't want people bullying now.
There's no more of that anymore.
No,
so
you're right.
Like, you're basically, they had a golden thing being that, because you were able to communicate with other people in the same group, and now they've lost it. They've gone, and they're wondering why the community isn't as strong as it is. And I think it's that, to be honest.
It's that simple interaction. Well, did you watch the presentation, the reveal? I mean, they kept on. I don't know what they meant directly, but they mentioned teamwork and brotherhood and all that other shit. You know, They did mention it.
That could just be a marketing thing too.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I can't wait for Normandy. Normandy looks amazing.
What the hell's Normandy? Fill me in.
It's the starting, clearly. Have you seen it, the trailer?
No.
You know, when they're all on the boats and they're getting off the boats and they got to run up the beach.
Oh, in the game. They go, yeah.
You're scaring me there, Tommy.
Yeah, like what? I thought there was a game called Normandy. Yeah.
That's going to have to be in it.
The invasion.
That's going to have to be in the campaign.
It's, of course, I knew it was going to be in the campaign. I wonder if they're going to do Japanese, too. You know?
That would be fantastic.
Yeah. Not personally.
They're great war stories, though, aren't they, Cods?
You just want to see your bomb used. That's all you want.
You want to drop a bomb on Nagasaki. All right, man. Thanks for the call, bro. Appreciate it. Wow, man. What a bummer.
Right?
Are you shocked by this?
I'm really shocked by this. I thought people would be hyped up for this. I'm wearing a damn helmet.
I mean, even the views aren't as... I mean, I'm not a Call of Duty.
It's not going to get the amount of dislikes that Infinite Warfare got.
No, it's not. Maybe the toothpaste is out of the bottle, and it is over.
I don't know if it's over because they just made Black Ops 2 backwards compatible for the Xbox One, and I believe, according to your favorite Chaos Silence.
Chaos on Silence. I bet he's really happy about War World 2. Oh, yeah, I made a limited career off that wonderful game, and now they're coming back and putting boots on the ground. Yeah! Chaos on Silenced.
Which he does have a video up about the trailer, by the way.
I like it. I feel good about the future. Did he say something?
No, but he said once, I believe he said that there were about 100,000 people on Black Ops 2 when that became backwards compatible.
Really?
So, and that was just on the Xbox.
What do you think about what that last guy said, though? Like the fact that, because they're avoiding bullying and interaction. I noticed that with Battlefield.
I think that's 100%.
He's on the money.
100% true.
Jesus Christ. But, there's another side of that. Forget the bullying side. I don't play CSGO because I can't stand Russian kids screaming into the fucking microphone.
Tons of Russians on that game?
Oh, God. Over here, because I have to go I can't stand being on it. Like, it's just too many Russian
kids. Is it
for
the fact that you don't have to aim to shoot? Is that why?
I don't know.
Like it so much?
Well, you do have to aim to shoot in CSGO. What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought you just fired from the hip.
No, you don't just fire it. Well, no, it is. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, you can't stare down the sights, but that's a game. We're talking about a game that's pushing 20 years old, at least as a platform, and it still pretty much feels the same
still
even
relevant,
when they upgrade the graphics. I mean, it's still a fantastic fucking game. And then the snipers, I think you can look down the barrel in the snipers, of course. I am shocked, not appalled, but I am shocked. Suka Blatt. That's all you hear in there. Suka Blatt.
I'm shocked at the one.
Donation shout out. It's a win-win if you decide the game's going to sucks. If you're right and they have predictive power and they know which games are good before they come out, you're wrong. You have a cool game to play. I don't know if it's that slip it. I think people are getting the feeling I'm getting is they have stripped down everything that has made Call of Duty great, right? And they're sick of being ripped off. And people that are calling in bummed out. This is my misjudgment of the community. This is not, I should have been way aware of this. Well, not really. I mean, I'm learning. So, but I really think it's those two things. They have bled this community dry, and they've taken away options that they used to like. And they've added it with kiddie shit like zombies and stuff like that, which I don't think... Look, if you like shooting phony zombies, what is that? That one Call of Duty game is great with the zombies. A lot of fun.
Oh, there's a couple Call of Duty
good stuff.
Zombies. We got a request. He really wants to hop in here. Gun Cannon wants to hop in. You want to bring him in?
Yes, because he's very well spoken. Where is he?
There he is. Gun Cannon.
Gun Cannon. You're on the air.
There we go. Sorry, I wanted to unmute. They were talking in the room, so I wanted
talking to the microphone there, Slick.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So I think that there's something that a lot of these callers are missing.
What's that?
And it was something that was said a couple times at the beginning of the the live stream. How long has this game been in development?
3 years. 2.5, 3 years.
2.5, 3 years. There you go.
Yeah, 3 years.
By my recollection, that would put that game's development right after Call of Duty Ghost, which was the last boots to ground game. So I think Sledgehammer was taking some of that advice. They just wanted to make sure that the game lived up to that boots to the ground. Okay. Since then, you've had Advanced, Black Ops, Infinite Warfare, and it's been all jetpacks and futuristic, and now all of a sudden we're going back to World War II.
Well, here's the thing, too. It must have happened before the outrage that happened in early 2016,
Sledgehammer
too.
saw the backlash of Advanced Warfare, and then they wanted to go with this.
Well, you Gun Cannon, you're a old school hardcore gamer. Like, you don't think the community's got any kind of, gripe here? I mean...
I think the community is going to find something to gripe about, regardless of what it is. It's just how the community. It's just how the community is in general.
See, that's how I felt about Infinite. That's why I felt. Although I heard from because I don't play any kind of competitive Infinite Warfare at all. That's the feeling I got with it. But I heard there's all sorts of problem with the competitive part of the new Infinite Warfare. There's serious.
I tried to watch it. I lasted maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's not really.
Can't do it.
Doesn't make it a good esport, I suppose. But then again, look, Overwatch is a big esport now. It's as a game hasn't even been out. It gets pushing a year now, and people are watching that. And there's big championships. All the Asians dominate like they always do.
It's a Blizzard game, that's why.
No. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it either way. I can't believe I bought fucking Call of Duty. God damn. The other last one. I wish I could have just had the remix. I got it cheap. I got the whole thing for $30.
Oh well, you need to get. They needed their $80 for a game that came out in 2007.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they're charging. What was it? I think they're.
I played the competitive mode on that, and I tell you something. I had never played any kind of competitive multiplayer COD before. I only went to the the old World War II stuff back in the early 2000s. It was good. It was really good. I thought it was excellent on the remix or whatever they're calling it. What are they calling that one? COD
Remastered,
remix, whatever. Same thing.
Yeah.
This stream is so serious. I don't know what to do. It's like I thought. You know what? I tell you something, Blue Fly. I think what I was expecting was people calling up and salivating over that. I was going to goof on them, but then they came in all bummed out, threw me off. COD remix. Yeah, there you go.
Well, again, it's like I said, everybody's going to find something to gripe about with this game. That always happens. Every reviewer, everybody's just going to find something to nitpick about this, and it's with every game. So at this point, to me, I feel like if you like the game, you'll like the game. What other people think, fuck them.
Yeah, but no, we're talking about the big picture here, Gun Can. We're talking about, something that's really, the COD community's been hurt with the lack of eyes on screen on Twitch, and this competitive, what seems to be a dying esport. That's what we're talking about this, and this is supposed to repair it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you like the game, I like Infinite Warfare as far as what the parts that I played so far. Guess what? I'm obviously not a big part of the community that's going to, keep that relevant in an esports atmosphere. We may be witnessing a dying game.
If you look at all the esports players, the ones that have retired and they've walked away from COD, what games are they playing now? They're playing H1Z1. They're playing.
That's true.
They're playing that other game. So this might actually bring them back in.
Well, okay. Positive reinforcement by Gun Cannon, and he's very, very knowledgeable. Thanks, Gun Cannon.
All right, do one more here on the subject because he's very much requesting.
A lot of callers, but not a lot of views.
Yeah. All right, there you go, Mac.
Go ahead, Mac.
All right, mate.
What do you want? What's going to happen? I'm sure it's going to be negative because you're never positive about anything.
No, of course it's going to be negative.
All right, I wanted to. Hit me
right.
Because I got to talk about Keem and Jeff and Dave. But go ahead, let me hear
this game. I've already played this game like 10 years ago. You played Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, Medal of Honor Frontline, Medal of Honor Spearhead.
But you guys were screaming about boots on the ground. There's only so much boots on the ground. Do you want futuristic but boots on the ground and no jetpack? Is it like what do you expect?
It's got none to do with boots on the ground. It's got none to do with that. It's got nothing to do with eSports either. It's about a balanced game with a good story.
Well, how do we know that the gaming won't be balanced into this one?
Well, you're basing your opinion off of a cinematic trailer that's done in a completely different engine to the actual game.
I based my opinion on a cinematic trailer, and Battlefield 1 was good.
Which was done in a completely different engine to the actual game.
So you're telling me from a programmer's perspective, which I know you do a little programming, that there's no chance that this is going to be good, not in eSports. It has nothing to do with eSports. It's just going to suck because EA can't put a team together to make balanced gameplay. Is that what you're telling me right here and now?
It's not going to be balanced. It's going to be unoptimized for any console, computer included. It's going to have a shit story based on the point that if you've played Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 2 Big Red 1, Call of Duty 2 United Offensive, you've already played this.
You know what you're telling me? It's not their fault. It's just over.
Yeah.
It's a dead game. It's a dead genre, and we're just seeing the tail end of it go down now. That's what you're telling me, because I don't know what else they can do. You know. All right.
It's gonna suck.
All right. It's gonna suck. Thanks.
No problem, Dick.
Bye.
Yeah, always so positive, those Scots.
I know. I think never said anything. We used to it's like H. I'll say like yesterday I was talking to him. I was like H1Z1 sucks. This is sucks. It's gonna be terrible. Sucks. This is like my go-to guy when it comes to anything tech. He's Scottish, is in his DNA. Was that fucking great scene in what was it? When the guy goes off, SCO. I'm gonna play the audio from it if I can. Scotland. I don't know. We suck. What is the?
I don't know.
Oh, what movies? Yeah. Oh, okay, Ewan McGregor on Being Scottish. Here we go.
There. Are you serious?
Yee. This is Train Spotting, by the way. I just slipped my mind. All right, stop walking. Start talking.
Really should have edited this beforehand.
I did it just right now, so. Come on. I clicked it. It's
what
a one.
What are you waiting for?
Here we go.
Tommy. This is not natural, man. It's a great outdoors. It's fresh air. Look, Tommy, we know you're getting a hard time off Lizzie, but there's really no need to take it out on us. Doesn't it make you proud to be Scottish?
It's shite being Scottish! We're the lowest of the low! The scum of the fucking earth! Most wretched, miserable, servile, pathetic trash that was ever shot into civilization! Some people hate the English, I don't! They're just wankers! We, on the other hand, are colonised by wankers! Can't even find a decent culture to be colonised by! We're ruled by effete arseholes! It's a shite state of affairs to be in, Tommy, and all the fresh air in the world won't make any fucking difference!
That's great.
Oh, fresh air in the world make a fucking difference!
Bunch of wankers!
I was saying, some people hate the English, I know, they're just wankers! There you go.
All right. Keemstar and Dave. Keemstar and Dave.
All right, here's the thing. And I downloaded the video, and I somehow it didn't encode correctly or what have you. Otherwise, I would have played the video.
Did you remove it?
Yeah, of course.
Did he?
Yeah. He removed it.
I can't see his tweets anymore.
Yeah. He removed it. Big pussy. I guess it's been almost 48 hours. Yeah, it's actually been 48 hours since we did the podcast on Leafy and Grade, being on the Keemstar podcast, and he zeroed in on Dave calling him a parasite, and he didn't play the rest of it. He's saying he's a parasite because he seems to flip from podcast to podcast to people to people. They become friends and then enemies, and it's just the cycle just never repeats, which is 100% true, by the way. It's like 100% true. And he went on, because I'll be honest with you, don't know this for a fact, he looked coked up. Really, really coked up. Out of his mind. And his next couple words kind of led me to believe that he had started this podcast, started podcasting altogether, started trolling, started this, and he was the king of it, and everybody is just living off of him, and therefore you're the parasite. Dave responded to the tweet. And what I really want you to do is look in the description box below, and Dave is going right at Keemstar right after this.
Yes,
the link is in the description box, and he's going to respond to this more directly.
Basically, he said, Keem didn't create trolling, he didn't create podcasting or entertain news.
I'll stick up for him on this. He may have made trolling marketable.
Yeah.
That I'll give him.
You could definitely make
but
that
he didn't create podcasting. He created a big YouTube podcast, and he destroyed it. And he had good podcasts in the past. The Bad Kids Club, or whatever the hell. From what I understand, it was great. Real successful. And destroyed it. It looks like he's destroying the process of, if we could take everything on the surface with the new baited cast, he's destroying that as well. If it's all on the surface, I think there's something more to it than that. But I think the criticism is legit. But I mean, Keemstar starts with this. Most of the guys in this platform are young. They give a fuck, even though they say they don't. And Keemstar can use his kind of intimidation tactics, like, you're copying off of me. No, I'm not, and here's why, A, B, and C. Here's why I win, or don't give a shit, or it doesn't affect me mentally. I go, fuck you. I don't explain myself. You're full of shit, you're fat, and you have a lot of MLG hosts. It's really the only way to answer it. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Yeah, you look coked up. Look coked up to me.
Well, to be fair, I mean, half the shows you come on here, you look like
I'm old. And I don't do drugs. I'm going to start. Might as well. Everybody's always saying I'm high. I have sleep apnea.
He's like 6 years younger than you.
Nah, and he takes worse care of himself.
Keep in mind, Jennifer Aniston, what is she, 50? Yeah, she doesn't look it.
But she's it's fucking Brock Lesnar lives a fucking machine. He's almost 40 years old. There's always genetic exceptions, Fluffman. You're going to be old and ugly one day. I got news for you.
I'm ugly now.
You're all ripped, though. You can get away with that. You got to start speaking up. You got to get more of a personality, and then you get some tush.
Nah.
So Dave's going to respond to that. I hope you guys all hit that right now and check that out. He's going to be going on in about 3 minutes. Is Keem calling in? He might. Who knows? He's always worried about, he was worried about me when I had 1,000 subs and a hockey channel. Why wouldn't he be worried about Dade? And it really is just intimidation at the end of the day. It's shut up, don't talk about me. What an ego you can have to think you can shut up everybody on the platform via intimidation.
I decided to reply to Keem as well.
Yes, and what happened?
Well, basically, once Dave, explained, he made that Keem did make trolling viable, and he mentioned that on his show yesterday, I believe. Keem replied with a screenshot of the dictionary definition of parasite. You guys can go Google that now if you want to, so you can get reference to what I'm about to say here. So I replied referring to the dictionary definition of a parasite, and I quote, "And when there are no nutrients for drama to give, in parentheses, I have host, the parasite quits for the 703rd time until a new host becomes available." And Keem's reply to that was, "I get a block."
Oh, you actually replied. You got the block. Well, that means you did good. You get a block.
You can go to my Twitter at JeffHuffman87 to see that.
Problem is, you're not going to get unblocked because you're not as annoying as I am. You don't have to play. Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to lose sleep over it.
Yeah, I'll tell you something else. He DM'd me. I'm not going to. I'll keep his DMs private, but I'll definitely give you the gist of it. He DM'd me and he asked me to help him with something. He asked him a question for me, and I helped him. I didn't, I don't hate him. I said, no, this is, like, he asked me, does this mean what it says it means? And I said, yes, this means this and this means that. It was something from Europe and the United States. And that was it. That was the entire conversation. But I found that weird. At the same time, he was going after Dave. It's funny.
Going after Dave, yeah.
It's pretty funny. It's great. I got a new chair.
That was completely out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But tell me about this chair.
No, I can do whatever I want. It's my fucking show. I got a chair, and
does it bring in money?
I don't know, maybe my back. But I mean, here's what's going on with my new chair. Like when I sit it straight up, I kind of wiggle. Where the other chair was like really low and straight, so I had to straight. But I didn't like it because I thought my ass would be wiggling when I was playing first person shooters, which is very important to me. But I kind of got used to it, and I almost can control it now. And this thing, it's supposed to wiggle for old people, I guess, like me. But you can wiggle anywhere, and I can lean back. And for the first time, because I could
that's the best.
I couldn't watch television.
I can't lean back because
I couldn't watch television in here. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't just sit back and look at my monitors but now I'm comfortable as hell.
If I can lean back in a chair, I will do it.
Yeah.
I was always that kid in school who would tip back on the back two legs of the chair, and I didn't fall very often.
Yeah, I did fall too. Yeah, I know what you mean. But no, you can kind of wiggle, and like I can look at me right now. Like my feet are off the ground, and it's like I'm in a fucking, I don't know, one of those mole fucking things you put the quarter in and you go, yeah. It's a swivel. No, it doesn't swivel. No, Dave's got no. That's just it's not. It's not a swivel chair. The swivel chair has the at least I think it has wheels on the legs. The legs are there's no wheels in the leg. It's like in the middle. I don't you know what I mean? It's supposed to. When you feel on it, you feel like it's broken. When you sit on it, it's like it feels like it's broken. But that didn't go either way. And I woke up today. My wife got this for me. But the thing is, I could probably watch hockey here and stuff now because I can't. I'm not comfortable here. I'm only comfortable working here. You know, and that's about it.
I saw I got to mention this in the chat because this is just wonderful.
What?
The ASO Diz says Jeff's face horizontally looks like the Star Destroyer from Star Wars.
That's terrible. How dare funny. You? By the way, I have something to say about Star Wars. That fucking Rogue One sucked. Sucked, and I would have wanted my money back had the battle scene not been so good. It had
Dave to call in.
It had he was arguing. No, it was the greatest stuff. Great, Dave likes everything. Dave likes everything these big corporations put out. But here's the thing: like John Freeman Music, the guy used to do the theme song for Shopping the Point. He told me that it was the worst graphic. With CG graphics movie of all time. Now, with the exception of the final scene, the final battle scene is awesome, and you should see it. It was that good. The rest of the movie's terrible. I don't know if I'm spoiling anything, but all the characters die, and good. That means we'll never see them in another Star Wars movie because they were awful, awful actors. And there's a scene where a TIE fighter flies over a Star Destroyer, and that's what reminded me of. It looked like a model, and I know it's not a model because they don't use that now, right? And it looked like a fucking toy you buy in a store. It didn't look like that in 1978. Why does it look like that now? Why do the fucking stormtroopers sound different? Why do they sound slightly different? Why can't they use that old sound? I've seen fan films. I've seen fucking fan films that get the stormtrooper voice right. Look up the and it's almost from 20 years ago. Troops, right? It's a play. It's a parody on Cops, the old TV show. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? All right, and they do it with troops, right? From stormtroopers' perspective, they got everything right. It was 1997. They got everything right. And this big movie can't get it. The only thing was worth seeing was the final fucking battle. It was pretty good. The actors are awful. I'm glad they're all dead. And fuck Rogue One. And fuck Rogue 2. And fuck that next Star Wars movie. And I still want my money back from fucking 2015.
All right. Well.
And Vegas got a new fan film coming out. Watch the fan films. They're better. They're better. You might even get a male lead. How many fucking girls in the universe can kick ass? I didn't know anybody in the infantry when I was in the Army. It's time to get out of here. Go see Dead on Dave. He's in the description box below. He's going to make the response to Keem. Go check out Jeff Huffman and Huffman's Hangout. That's also in the description box below. I'll see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace. See you later.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you bout to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she bout to catch a pedigree. Chi-Town to King's home, slapping fives, black stones. 6 Mile to danger zones, bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated to evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me lead them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe, here's a headline.